How to rewire your mind to get what you want. Now, this is where, when you first came into the world, you came with a certain sort of amount of self-belief. And then events happened in your life, things happened, you heard things, you went through things, that you went through certain conditioning that now leaves you with a set of beliefs. And in certain situations, these beliefs are not serving. So you want to rewire them to get what you want, to reach your goals. So in order to do that, you need to intentionally and consistently, as a form of habit, involve all your senses, just like you did in the first 8 years of your life, in order to get what you want. So in the first 8 years of your life, you were listening, you were hearing, you were seeing things, and you were concluding things according to your experiences. And you formed a set of beliefs according to what your experience was. And now you want to undo that. And it's not going to take as long as it did. It's not going to take 8 years, and it's not going to take however many years you've lived on this earth at the moment, because you're not actually rewiring. I say rewiring, but it's not rewiring. It's actually unwiring. It's undoing. It's unpacking all these beliefs that you picked up in order to cope and survive. And that was all very well then, and that's what you needed, and that's what you got. But right now, they're not serving you. They're actually standing in your way. So in order to get what you want, you need to unpack these and create new ones, or they're not new. They're the original ones. So let's go to the original wiring that you have. And how can you get that back? So again, you have to engage all your senses. And that would be what you hear, what you listen. So filter what you're taking in, what you're consuming. So if you're hearing things that you don't want to hear in your life, if you're listening to the news and it's not very good news and it doesn't make you feel very good, you can filter that. You can say, no to certain things and yes to others. If you want to listen to a guided meditation, how to achieve your goals, there's one on my website. You can download it and listen to it on your phone. Another exercise that I do, is a very powerful exercise I do with everybody I work with, is to get them to write their statements of truth. And it's the statement of truth as they want the truth to be, as they want their goals to be. So if, say, for example, you want to have really good health, your statement of truth, or your statement of a goal that you want, is I'm joyfully enjoying perfect health. Right. So I get them to write their statement several times a day. You decide how many times a day, but it's going to be consistent every day for a certain period. It's not going to be forever, because there's going to be, soon enough, there's going to be a shift. And when there's a shift, you feel that, you can let go and relax for a bit. And the shift can happen, in my experience, it has happened with people anything from 3 days to about 4 weeks, and anything in between. But it doesn't matter, even, the maximum was 4 weeks. What's 4 weeks in a lifetime? So when you first pick out the statement, what happens 9 times out of 10, it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel possible. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be in perfect health. It's unbelievable. And what you want is to be able to get through to your subconscious mind to get it to give you what you want. Now, if there's too much resistance coming up, like, yeah, well, no, that's not possible. That goal is too big for me. It's going to get confused, and not much shift is going to happen. So what you do is, initially you downgrade it. You downgrade it to whatever feels comfortable that it's possible. So I'm joyfully enjoying perfect health could become I accept good health, or I welcome good health, or I can see other people have good health. Whatever makes it possible for you not to feel resistance, because how you feel is really important. How you feel is the instruction really you're giving to your subconscious mind. It's the feeling you are communicating, and the feeling has to feel good. Otherwise, you're communicating, if it doesn't feel good, you're communicating to your subconscious mind something you don't want, and you certainly don't want to do that. So you write that in a consistent way every day. You listen in a consistent way, and you filter out what you don't want to listen to, and you speak things that you want to happen, not of things that you don't want to happen. So you can't really start saying, oh, it might not feel true to say, oh, I'm in perfect health, when you're not, especially if somebody's asking you. But you could say, I haven't been well up until now. That is true. And that tells your mind that the future can be different. Or I'm working on feeling good. I'm working on creating good health. That is also true, and that is fine. But saying I'm not feeling very well over and over and over again is giving your mind the instruction that this is what I want to happen, because your subconscious mind it takes everything very, very literally of what you're saying. So if you don't want it, don't speak it, and don't hear it as much as you can help it. It's don't think it as well, but that might be a little bit too big a step at the moment. And the final thing is what you observe. What you are observing, what you're seeing. So what do you choose to see? You can reframe anything you see, you can reframe to see what you want to see. So you can see evidence that you're not very well, or you can see evidence of how you may be improving. There's room for that. And if you regularly notice all the little shifts that happen after you do, when you do this rewiring, if you regularly every day observe and take note of all the things that are happening, all the tiny shifts, all the positives that you're observing, your mind will then focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And whilst your subconscious mind is focusing on what you do want, it cannot focus on what you don't want at the same time. So you're already shifting your focus, and by shifting your focus, you'll be shifting your experience and how you feel. Now, you do this in a consistent way. This was done, your conditioning was done in a consistent way when you were a child. It wasn't like things happening once. It was happening over and over again. You experiencing and witnessing things over and over again. So if you do this in a consistent way, it won't even take long. It doesn't take as long because, as I explained, this is unwiring. It's not really rewiring, although we call it that way. So have a go at all of these elements, and it takes time. It's not something that, you're just going to get in one day. It takes practice. But this is the list that you need to go through to see, am I engaging all my senses? Am I doing everything? Am I writing? Am I listening? Am I hearing? Am I seeing and observing? What are my senses doing? And then before long, you start to see the shifts.